Which shape has the bigger volume? There's 2 shapes per round and 5 rounds in total. Ready? Round 1. Let's start with a classic matchup. In the blue corner, shape A, a cube with side lengths of 4 by 4 by 4 units. And in the red corner, shape B, a sphere with a radius of 3 units. So, which shape has the larger volume, the cube or the sphere? Alright, let's break this down starting with the cube. The volume of a cube is its side cubed, so that's 4 times 4 times 4, which equals 64 cubic units. Now, the sphere. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. Substituting in our values, we've got 4/3 times pi times 3 cubed. And 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which gives us 27. So, 4/3 times 27 gives us 36 pi. And if we punch that into a calculator, you get approximately 113.1 cubic units. The sphere wins! And it's not even close. Nearly double the volume. Spheres are sneaky like that. All that curved space adds up fast. Round 2. This one's about shape versus size. We've got a tall, skinny cylinder with a radius of 2 and a height of 10. Think of a drinking glass stretched way up. And then we have a wide, flat cone with a radius of 5 and a height of 6. More like an ice cream cone that's been squashed down and turned upside down. So, the cylinder is taller, the cone is wider. Which one holds more volume? Okay, so the cylinder first. The volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. So that's pi times 2 squared times 10. And 2 squared is 4. So, pi times 4 times 10 gives us 40 pi, which is approximately 125.7 cubic units. Now, the cone. The cone volume is 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. So that's 1/3 times pi times 5 squared times 6. And 5 squared is 25. So, 1/3 times pi times 25 times 6 gives us 50 pi, which is approximately 157.1 cubic units. The cone wins! Even though cones only hold 1/3 of a cylinder's volume for the same dimensions, that massive base radius makes all the difference. Round 3. We're going flat versus tall. We've got a square pyramid with a base of 8 by 8 and a height of 10. Think Egyptian pyramid vibes. And then we have a rectangular prism with dimensions of 10 by 10 by 2. Basically a thick, flat square tile. Very flat, very wide. The prism looks big and solid. The pyramid looks pointy and inefficient. But which one actually has more volume? Okay, let's do the maths. For the pyramid, the volume equals 1/3 times the base area times the height. The base area is 8 times 8, which is 64. So 1/3 times 64 times 10 gives us approximately 213.3 cubic units. Now the prism is quite straightforward. The volume equals the length times the width times the height. So that's 10 times 10 times 2, which equals exactly 200 cubic units. The pyramid takes it, and honestly, that's closer than most people expect. The pyramid only wins by about 13 cubic units. Don't underestimate those pointy shapes. That height really stacks up. Round 4. And I'm warning you now, this one is a trap. We've got a cube with side lengths of 6 by 6 by 6 units. And then we have a cylinder with a radius of 3 and a height of 8. They look pretty similar in size, but one of them is just barely bigger than the other. Can you figure out which one? Let's start with the cube. We know that the cube volume is all the sides cubed. So 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216 cubic units exactly. And the cylinder is pi times the radius squared times the height. Plugging in our numbers, we get pi times 3 squared times 8. 3 squared is 9, so pi times 9 times 8 gives us 72 pi, which is approximately 226.2 cubic units. The cylinder wins, but barely. We're talking a difference of about 10 cubic units, and that's roughly only a 5% difference. Final round, and you're going to find this one interesting. We've got a cylinder with a radius of 3 and a height of 4. And then we have a sphere also with a radius of 3 units. They have the same radius, but different shapes and different heights. Take your time on this one. Think carefully. Which shape has the bigger volume? Okay, let's settle this. Again, the cylinder is pi times the radius squared times the height. So with a radius of 3 and a height of 4, we get pi times 3 squared, which is 9, times 4. And that gives us 36 pi, or approximately 113.1 cubic units. Now the sphere. We know the volume is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. So 4/3 times pi times 3 cubed, which is 27, equals 36 pi. And that's approximately 113.1 cubic units. They're exactly the same. Both shapes have a volume of exactly 36 pi cubic units. And here's the beautiful part. This isn't a coincidence. When a sphere and a cylinder have the same radius, but height equal to 4/3, they always have equal volume. Always. It's one of the most elegant relationships in geometry. Let us know how you did in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.